Um, so, how you guys doing tonight? I am Terry Swoope, oldest brother, um, Tom, and I wanted to put together this tribute, this time of reflection and also talk to you guys because he cares so much about you guys, and just to tell you his story and to have a conversation because it's a little misinformation out there right now. And a lot of shock, throughout our whole family. I just want, sorry, still really difficult. But I know he cared for you guys so much, so focused and on his channel and his followers and subscribers over the years. And your little brother be always, that's your first best friend, and I definitely wanted to come over here and talk to you guys. And I just see so many people. I've received so many emails and just so much love. And I hope he felt it. I knew he knew it, but I hope he felt it, and I hope it was real for him. And but he's definitely gonna be missed. And I just want to talk a little bit about him as a person versus what's going out there. He did not die of COVID. He did not. For all intents and purposes, it looked like he died in his sleep. Um, I went out to Vegas. I went to the coroner's office. All of that. There wasn't any foul play or anything like that. It was just his time. And you know you you never, nobody never really plans for these type of things. And I mean, my brother, he was young. I mean, he has a few health challenges, but he was still young. And he was him. um the one thing I do want you guys to understand, like right now, I put his email address on the screen. We're going to be having a memorial on Monday for friends and family. And if you guys want to do like a video or something like that, or say something that you would want my mom and my aunts and family to see, just send an email with a video clip. I mean, you could write something, you could send a video, just tell me what he meant to you. And I would definitely like to include that in the memorial service that we're going to be having on Monday. And just send it to that email address, terryswoop@gmail.com. And I'll get that. um I mean, I could talk about his channel and his content for hours, and I can talk about his effect and you know just what how much joy it brought him. And over the years, and a lot of people who followed him from the beginning, who were around in the beginning, like you remember when he first started off, he was sort of like political. And I remember him calling me and us having a discussion because he had said something about the Tea Party. It was something about the Tea Party. This is back when the Tea Party was having a day or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, that's probably not accurate. You may want to research that a little bit. And then he started telling me, like, people get real mad about this political thing. Like, they're salty. Like they're, I'm getting death threats. I'm getting all this, hate email or stuff like that. So he sort of changed his format up and switched it up a little bit and changed the content a little bit, but still was him bringing it to you on a consistent basis. And man, when I tell you, like when he made the shift, his channel started to grow. He became a little bit more focused, and his content just, it is what it is. I mean, it's dope. And all this time, we would talk about the channel, we would talk about growth, we would talk about all this stuff, but all this time, I thought he was writing out scripts. I thought he was literally reading off of paper, like he wrote all this stuff out. So I'm at his house and I'm going through, his things because I know how much I didn't want to stop uploading videos because I knew he would never want me to stop. He would want his channel to keep going. So I'm at his house and I'm going through the computer and I'm like, okay, where's the scripts? So I'm like, he's done all these videos. Where's the script? There's no script. It was all in his head. He was literally freestyling for like 10 minutes. He wasn't like a great editor either. So it was like, he was really, let's do this in one take. So he would cut the video up, play the video, and then freestyle over the video the whole time. Like, who does that? That, and it's just that, that ability to, talk and relate. It's very, you just have to give him his flowers. And everybody, it's a lot of people in the comments. I get it. What I'm saying? You guys are like, what happened? Da 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 da. He had a few health challenges, nothing minor. The timeline for what ended up happening basically was around Thanksgiving, he had contracted COVID again. He had it previously. He had got over it. He told me like this time, he texted me, he was like, it was more like pneumonia. It was like, mild symptoms, wasn't really that bad. He told me that. But then he wasn't uploading on a normal basis. So he had a couple other health challenges. I don't really want to get all into that, but it was nothing that severe. He tested, when they, they tested him after his death, and he did not have COVID. He did not die of COVID, anything like that. Man, so I don't want people to be out there putting that out there like he died of COVID. He did not die of COVID. For all intents and purposes, from what the coroner told me, it looks like he died in his sleep. And he was like one of them people who really stayed to himself. He didn't have a big circle of friends like in real life. He had his, core family members he would communicate with, a couple other YouTubers where he would, had dialogue back and forth. But he kept a tight circle. That's sort of like the men in our family. That's what they do. They're not really, super duper. Like I'm probably the most engaging because I'm crazy, but man, my little brother, it's like to fathom those conversations that we used to have, and we're not going to be able to have them anymore. Like it's crazy. Like it's beyond bonkers. Like, and I'm looking at what he was planning. What I'm saying? Like he got like hundreds of videos, that ideas and titles that he was working on, thumbnails, all this stuff. And I'm like, he had this all planned out. Like he was really trying to basically go from 500,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers. And it was just like, and I get it in a singular focus. That was it. And he was driven to do it, and he was doing it. And to be taken, I need to quit saying taken. I need to, because if you a believer, you a believer, and it's not something you waver with. But you know, it's just for me, it's tough. It's really tough, and you know, I really love you guys for the love you shown my brother over these years, and I've been going through comments. I've been responding to emails. It's just, I see it, I feel it, and it's like I just, I'm just very grateful for you people who have just reached out and who've just shared this content and everything. It's just, it's amazing. It's overwhelming, and I was telling my mom, you know what I'm saying, when I was flying back from Vegas, because he lived in Vegas. Um, and I was flying back and I told my mom, I was just like, you don't, if for me to tell you, you wouldn't understand the amount of people who care for this guy. And I just hope he knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how he was. He wasn't like, Terry wasn't the type of person who needed celebrity or needed accolades or anything like that. He just wasn't that guy. He was very simple, like very simple. Like no, just a real tight person, like tight with money, tight with everything. Like wasn't frivolous, like just a simple, like a minimalist almost. And he just had a singular focus to make quality content for you guys, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? He really just wanted to make content. And he loved his core family members. My mom, my kids, my ex, and my auntie Lori, and it's just a lot of, we're hurting right now because it's shock. It's shock. Like my brother, like he's the kind of person that like won't talk to you for a month, but then will show up at your door and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you're like, "Dude, where'd you come from?" He's just that guy, and he's done this, like he's went on these disappearing things where he's like disappeared, ain't talked to nobody for a while, and then all of a sudden he pop up, or you go blow down on his house and he's sitting there, and he just he would take these timeouts, and we just thought it was a timeout. He needed a second, and he was gonna come back, and like right now it's like I'm still processing the fact that this isn't a timeout, and this is it. And man, when I tell you, when that thing hits you and it's in the pit of your belly, I see he didn't have any kids. He didn't have any kids. He just had like, my kids, he was very fond of my daughter. She's a real techie person. So he was super duper fond of her, but he loved all his nieces and nephews. And it was just him, and me. And then we found out we had a sister about 10 years ago. Papa was a Rolling Stone, Chiffon, and we love her. And it was just us three. And, Terry, he moved out to Vegas. First, he moved to Georgia when I believe he started the channel when he was living in Georgia. And he was out there for a while. Situation happened. He came back to Akron, and that's where he's born. That's where he's raised, Akron, Ohio, home of LeBron James. Lived in Akron, was bored. But the thing is, he was bored, but Terry really wasn't the type of person that goes out and does all that kind of stuff. But he said he was bored. So he moves to Vegas. He loved it out there, the weather, all that kind of stuff. I think it's the ability to do something versus not. So he moved out to Vegas. Then he moved back to Akron. Then he moved back out to Vegas. But man, when I tell you, it's a lot, and it's like I feel such a burden. It's not even a burden. I feel like I have to keep this going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have his notes. I have, titles for videos he wanted to do. As you can tell, I mean, I'm more than capable, but I'm more of a podcaster. And it's just, I feel like I owe it to him to finish at least. I think he had is close to 100 videos that he was still like he had a list of videos he wanted to do this year, um, or maybe just in the future. And I just feel like I gotta do it. Um, it might be different. Y'all gonna have to bear with me because I'm not him, but at the same time, I've watched enough of his videos to sort of get a baseline. But I know how much he cared about it, and I know how much he had a singular focus about bringing great content to you people. And I just feel like an obligation to try to continue, and I just need you guys to rock with me while I'm trying. Um, I it's tough. It's really tough, and it's like sometimes when I just say certain sequences of words, like I get emotional because it's a finality to it. That until you lost a little brother, it's like you probably won't understand. Like you understand, like your little brother really be your first responsibility. Think about it. Watch your little brother. Take your little brother. Make sure your little brother okay. Go beat them boys up who messing with your little brother. I had a lot of that. And to, for it to be once again, like if you guys got a video or you guys want to say something, just send me an email to that terryswoope@gmail.com. Please do it. Please. I really want to show my mom, like she's not really all tech savvy and stuff like that, but I just want to show my mom and my family how much of an impact he had on people. So if you can, just make a little video, send it to that email address. And once I compile all the information and make a nice little video montage, I'll re-upload it on the channel so you guys can see it. But please, just do it. Just tell people. I mean, share his videos. I mean, I miss my brother. And part of this is, continuing his work is like still being able to talk to him. So, I just see like, all the comments and stuff like that. I I really appreciate it. Um, put some of these up on the screen. Just I really, like I said, I really appreciate that. The Hawk podcast, I appreciate that. Um, Miss Mahogany, really appreciate. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like just the reach and the love. I truly appreciate all the love that everybody has shown. And man, when I tell you, it's so many people. It's so many people. Like when you hear the word like 500,000 subscribers, and he had a couple channels actually, um, and the number's probably close to 700,000 when you add them all up. But that's reach and his focus, and that way he had a responsibility to that number. Like he wanted to provide quality content for you guys. So I don't want to waver on that. You know what I'm saying? I want to continue to give you guys that. Y'all gonna have, like I said, you're gonna have to, rock with me. We a little different. Um man, um just the love, man. I just really appreciate it. Appreciate it, John. Really appreciate it. Um, Yolanda, I really appreciate it. Just all y'all's your sentiments, the condolences. Man, when I tell you this is tough, like when I like I've literally I'm a real outgoing person, but I haven't really even left my house. Like it's tough. And I will say that keeping busy and working on the materials and different things like that has helped. And I knew I had to do this, and I've been dreading it for like the last week. I literally been dreading it because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna feel all that love. I'm gonna feel it because I'm gonna see it. Those comments are gonna start rolling in, and I'm gonna feel it, and I'm gonna get emotional. And I wasn't trying to break down on the live, but man, it's just it's a lot. And I yeah, it's a lot. And I'm just so thankful for you guys just showing so much love for my little brother over these years. And to do what he's done, you know it's just it's not something. And I, like I said, I tell people this all the time, like you got to give people their flowers when they're alive. And you can tell them. And so if you got somebody that you on the outs with, or you're not communicating with on a normal basis, and what I'm saying, they need some flowers, you need to give them their flowers while they here, because when they gone, it's ain't no rewind button, player. Ain't none of that, oh, let me go back, it's over with. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? So give people their flowers while they here. I'm glad that there's a wealth of content that we can always reference back to, and we can always look back and be like, "Oh man, Terry did that. This is dope. I appreciate his point of view." Because Terry was the type of person where he wasn't adamant about his point of view. He wasn't like one of them people like, "Oh, you have to see this like I see this." Now he would do that a little bit with me, but for you guys, it was like, okay, he bring his point of view. And then I read like a lot of the comments, like, he may go back and forth here and there, but it was more so like, hey, let's have a conversation. Let's have dialogue. And that's sort of how I am. You know, I rather talk about it with you than argue with you. But, you know, it's, and that's why I feel like when he first started, he was more political, and he got away from it because he was like, you know what, let me just do content that, a lot of the stuff that content is based upon our childhood. It's music we listened to, movies we watched, artists we used to follow, all of that. It's our childhood. And he turned that and created like this big mega thing off of memories of our childhood. Like music our mom used to play, all of it. Like some of the artists that he does a lot of videos on, we grew up on those people. You know what I'm saying? And he took a passion, an understanding of his past, and created all of this content from it that's gonna live forever. Because YouTube ain't going nowhere; it's gonna live forever. So it's like he's almost immortal. And man, I'm a if you go if you go on the YouTube page, I'm gonna put the obituary in there, and you can sign it and say, leave a comment or whatever. But once again, man, if you want to make like a little video tribute or a little something you would like to say, just send it to terryswoope@gmail.com, and I'll get it. And I'll try to put together, like I said, I'm gonna put together like a video montage for the memorial on Monday. Um, and so yeah. I don't want to be on here for a long time, but I just felt like I owed it to him to share this information from the family with you. So I appreciate you guys. And after the memorial, like I said, I'll probably do another live and play the video, just so you can see his family. and see who he was and understand, and see a different side of my brother. Like, you guys know him as Terry Swoope, the YouTuber. I know him as Terry Head. You know what I'm saying? Because that was his nickname, Terry Head. Because his head was huge when he was a little kid. So, he used to wear shirts like a size bigger because his head was so big. And he finally grew into his head. We called him Terry Head. Um, so, yeah. Um, I appreciate you guys. Um, and I'm gonna go ahead and log off because there's a little bit too much for me today. So once again, with the memorial is Monday. So if you guys can get those videos in, once again, terryswoope@gmail.com, just send them to me. I mean, a little personal thing. I don't care how long it is. I just want my mom and my family to see how much you guys care. So I appreciate that.